shall we move on to the content championship, Mr. Zonton?
Yes, we shall.
This week we got a spicy one.
Yeah,
The Battle of the Shitters.
Well, one more so than others.
X-Men Origins Wolverine versus Batman and Robin 1997. So for those of you who are unaware, Batman and Robin was before I was born and while Horry was already alive, because he's so much older than me. But it was also when George Clooney was Batman.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy.
Interesting cast and outfits.
It was a film.
It was a film.
So,
at least Wolverine, we had Hugh Jackman. At least that was a solid pick.
I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that whoever makes it through this battle probably won't make it through the next round. Probably.
You never know.
So yeah. So as always, we discuss 6 points.
Yep, 6 categories.
When we're doing this, 3 subjective and 3 objective.
Mm-hmm.
These are personal relevance, how well has it aged, and rewatchability, and then story, acting, and cinematography. Cinematography, I still haven't come up with a better name of. It's just general visual vibe. But visual vibe doesn't sound very right.
No, I mean, it's from the VFX and the post-production to sound design to how it's actually shot. Yeah, it's just how well has the director actually shot the film.
Production quality is probably the
possibly,
right
yeah.
term.
But
I'm going to keep it with cinematography because I like the word. I'm going to stop.
Okay.
So, personal relevance.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men Origins.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is always good.
Yep.
And we get Ryan Reynolds' first appearance as Deadpool.
Highs and lows.
Personal relevance for Batman and Robin.
You weren't born.
I just put bat nipples SMH.
Yeah, I mean, personal relevance. Yeah, you've got Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Can't really go wrong with that. As you say, we got.
They did.
Well, but for the Batman and Robin, I just have Clooney Batman. Full stop. Just that's kind of sums it all up, and it's like everyone when they rate the Batman actors,
they either forget George Clooney or absolutely toast him.
Yeah, it's like there's a reason. And I can't say I think I've actually ever watched that film all the way through.
Put it this way, George Clooney is a very talented actor.
Yeah.
He has apologized on a number of occasions for this film.
Yeah.
That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah. Like he knows. And when I think personal relevance, it's like I have no connection at all, other than like I know it's a Clooney Batman. I've never watched all the way through. Don't care to. Whereas at least X-Men Origins, with its faults and questionable choices, I have seen it a couple of times over the years. Like, I am happy enough to watch it if it's on TV.
Okay. How well it has aged. So for X-Men, I put overall poorly, but it did eventually give us Ryan Reynolds as a proper Deadpool.
Yeah. So I've got.
That's me just kind of grasping at straws.
Yeah, for how well it's aged, I was just like, again, Clooney Batman. Like, we all know that's aged like milk.
Yeah, I said for Batman, I literally wrote horrific. No one involved remembers it fondly. Did a lot of damage to Batman's brand.
Yeah, it really did. Whereas at least like we got the origin of Wolverine, and we got to see Hugh Jackman like how he became Wolverine, which was great. And I think that's the fun. Like, I'm glad we've got that. And as much as we've like got memes out of Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, as you say, it's meant we've eventually got the actual Deadpool, and in a way, they've even in that film
Value.
they've memed that
Yeah.
Deadpool in his like proper ones. It's like in a way it's aged quite well because it's allowed them to like play off of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, not I mean it's not aged amazingly.
Now this is where I get a bit rogue.
Hmm.
So rewatchability. X-Men Origins, I put as a 1 out of 10.
Okay.
I don't think I would ever in a million years rewatch that film. But Batman, I gave a 3 out of 10.
Whoa.
And my note here is purely for the cringe and for a blast from my childhood. This is my thought process here for rewatchability. Batman and Robin is so bad. It's entered into it's so bad. It's like cathartic.
I get you.
So I think I'd be more likely to like get a couple of bevs, get some snacks, and watch that and just shit talk the film the entire time.
I can understand that. Yeah. I think for these two, it's like there's no universe where I would purposely go to a shelf and pick out one of them. So then it's a case of like, okay, another situation of like rewatchability is like if they're on TV and I'm like flicking through and there's a film and I see both of these, which would I flick onto to watch? And it would be Wolverine, but I would say that while I would happily rewatch it, by the time it gets about halfway through and they're doing the whole Deadpool shit, I'd probably flick off. I've like, cool, I've seen Hugh Jackman become Wolverine. I'm done with that now. Yeah. I got my fill. So Wolverine takes it slightly just because I'd watch some of it.
Yeah, no, I fully get that. And like I said, while it is the worst film, Batman is only higher for me because it gets to that point where I can actually sit down and just talk shit about the film the entire time to make it more cathartic. Story. So for Wolverine, I've gone 4 out of 10. Was nice to see a bit of Wolverine's past story. It was okay. The way they handled Deadpool was poor, and everything overall was just like poorly executed.
Yeah. Like, so I can't even tell you what the Batman story is. Other than I know it has obviously Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze.
So for Batman, I went 2 out of 10. Reduced Bane to a monstrous henchman.
Yeah. Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. And it has a really weird sexualization of Batgirl, even by 90s standards.
Yeah, I don't remember those things.
Even by the weird standards of the 90s.
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable watching parts around Batgirl.
Yeah, so it's like the story for Batman's just kind of like whereas like similar to you with Wolverine of like it was nice to kind of get to experience like Wolverine's older years and then getting to see I did enjoy the story and the way they did his origin of like him getting his adamantium. I think they handled that well. And it's like, don't get me wrong, it's nothing crazy for an origin film. It's like, but at the time, it was pretty standard. Like those origin films were pretty standard, and it did it well enough. It does very much like the story collapses when you start adding the whole Deadpool thing. But yeah, that's the only reason I would like hit it slightly higher, just a little.
Yeah. Acting. Dun dun dun. This might be the most decisive category for me.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman is always good as Wolverine. Ryan Reynolds steals the show until that decision. That is exactly what I've written. I can't even discuss it. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Ryan Reynolds is phenomenal, and then they make that decision, and I just want to put my fist through the TV.
Do you know what's wild? is like for acting. Like as you say, Hugh Jackman can't even like you can't go wrong. He is Wolverine, and it's like he's great. Ryan Reynolds. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds. Like he has a certain like he can't be bad,
Yeah,
and even with the lack of lines, he does his best. And at the end of the day, he did a better job than with a digital suit. So, I mean, and then on the other side of things, you've got Clooney who apologizes for that
yeah,
film. So I think that kind of summarizes everything you need to know about the acting on that side.
yeah. Um, I put George Clooney's worst ever performance by far. No one really steals the show. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy was okay at best.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of them. Yeah.
The less said about Schwarzenegger, the better.
Yeah. He's played better roles.
It was not.
It's fine.
I
It was
mean it in no
early
disrespect
career for him.
because yeah, I mean in no disrespect because an accent and not speaking your first language shouldn't be something that people are mocked for.
No.
But his accent and his past as a bodybuilder
Hmm.
and his past as an action star
Didn't
do not lean themselves towards genius who's had an accident.
would have been better to cast him as Bane.
Yeah.
It's one of those unfortunate things of he was height of his early career, like coming off of those very popular films, trying to find his place in Hollywood. And I think unfortunately this like was pre him really understanding what his role type was and casting place was. Um but yeah, there's a reason George Clooney apologizes for that film. So
Yeah.
cinematography.
See, this is interesting. This is the only one where I have anything positive to say about Batman.
Oh,
So I said I actually liked the different style they tried in that film for a lot of like the shots of Gotham and stuff. A lot of it was quite different.
yeah,
It gave it more of like a comic book je ne sais quoi kind of feel.
I get
But
you.
there was a number of parts of it, especially the costumes, which were really poorly done.
You didn't like the costumes?
I did not like the costumes.
I was gonna say,
Um,
like, I can agree on that. Some of the shots of like Gotham and stuff, and the style they were trying to achieve, I can
in a
appreciate.
better film, that could have taken it to a whole new level.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the script just was not there.
no, and then like you say, some of the costume design was
Fat
it was
nipples.
a choice. It was a choice. We'll leave it at that. Whereas I feel
um,
like for Wolverine, we got some pretty good like VFX moments, and like I have to say, the stuff that they did with the VFX for like his claws and all that was very well done. And I mean, it's not hard to go too wrong with like just an action film.
yeah, I mean, while the VFX and that is all solid, I just put okay, very 2000s bland
Yeah,
color palette. It was just all very flat looking. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, the
it was.
VFX were good, but there was nothing to it.
Yeah, it was of that era of action films, superhero. It's like it didn't
Yeah,
do anything crazy to stand out, but I mean, it wasn't like
yeah.
shockingly bad or anything.
As I'm getting, I say a bit older, I'm still young, but as I am honing my tastes a bit more, we'll say, I would rather brighter, more colourful stuff.
Yeah, or have like a very set look. For example, like Batman, or like the newer Blade film, that color
Yeah,
palette, like films that have like a very set, doesn't necessarily have to be like bright colors, but like they have a
a
look.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have a style and something that like a way that stands out from the rest. I agree. Like bland kind of.
As weird as it sounds, even if the style is like obviously not very realistic, I can suspend my disbelief if it's pretty. It's like, okay, yeah, obviously stuff doesn't look like that, but it's nice to look at.
Unless it's the color blue. We won't go there. No, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was nothing special.
And I mean, no shocking turn of events here.
Oh yeah, like as bad as X-Men Origins is, it is absolutely curb stomped by far the worst Batman media of all time.
Yes, and you say that like the person that wins this might not get through the next round. You never know.
I mean, I kind of do know because I know who they're going to be up against.
Yeah, you do. I think you should change it, and we should put X-Men Origins Wolverine against Green Lantern.
Green
Lantern. And then we have to decide what was the worst. What was the worst one for Ryan Reynolds?
Green Lantern was worse.
Yeah.